Welcome back to the Art of Volunteering. I'm your host, Stormy Bell, and today I sit with Sue Davoli, the box office queen for Exit Zero Jazz Festival in Cape May, New Jersey. Sue, introduce yourself and share how you first got involved with the festival.
Hi, my name is Sue Davoli. I live in Cape May, New Jersey, and I first found out about the Jazz Festival 10 years ago and participated as a paying customer. At one of the venues, somebody suggested to me that if I volunteer, I can go see everything for free and get a cool T-shirt. So, uh, so I did that and have been with the festival ever since. I started out as a door person selling entrance at the door, and I've evolved into a larger sales capacity of working the box office at the main events. And now we just have one main venue, thanks to COVID. And so I am there from the time the box office opens on Friday until it closes on Sunday. And so I am the box office queen. Um, I also I work with another very wonderful person, and he does a lot of the technical stuff as far as keeping the volunteers informed and scheduling. So yeah, it's not a single woman thing, but he does call me the queen bee. Okay,
Nothing
so
wrong with that.
there's that. There is
So,
nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So it's
can,
great. It's been quite an adventure.
that's awesome. So it's been 10 years since you've been involved. Rough.
This is the 10th anniversary of the
Okay.
Jazz Festival, and I started as a paying customer.
Okay.
So this
You're
is my
right.
8th year. Yeah.
Your eighth year. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the Exit Zero Festival, like just its origins and the involvement you started sharing to me about a gentleman who's come in and works with it? Can you tell a little bit
Right.
more
The
about that?
Exit Zero Jazz Festival is the crown jewel of Spy Boy Productions, which is headed by Michael Klein. Michael has roots in Cape May County, and as an adult moved out of the area to New Orleans, where he was involved in jazz and radio and was a very well known jazz DJ. Along came Katrina, and Michael and his young son Miles came back to the Cape May area and started looking for something to do and found this. And the parent company is Spy Boy Productions. And Spy Boy Productions also does concerts in Cape May during the summer. There's a whole summer series. And we've also done things in various outdoor venues.
That's awesome.
We brought the music back to Cape May during COVID.
That's awesome. So many things were affected by that. So
Oh,
it's great that you're
yeah.
able to have your music. You're able to
Yes,
pivot.
yes. Right. We were able to pivot. And I have a nursing background. I've been a registered nurse for almost 50 years. And so during COVID, I got some of my nurse friends together, some of whom were already involved in Jazz Festival. And we would attend every concert and just eyeball people to make sure they were healthy. We were doing temp checks. And then once the vaccine was established, we were checking vaccination records and so on and so forth, just to keep it's safe. Um,
Right.
we also used people in outdoor venues as the mask police and to make sure that people were leaving. I mean, it was crazy times, but it
Yes.
was so worth it just to hear live music again.
Yes, we all needed that opportunity for
Yes,
live
yes.
music, something outside of our four walls with humans somewhat
Hmm.
around us. Now, just circling back to Spy Boy. So the organization is a for-profit organization, but you use volunteers. Can you tell me how
We
volunteers fit into the delivery model that you use?
Absolutely. I mean, we need so many people to sell tickets, check tickets, escort people to their seats, which was one of my first jobs. We use volunteers for door staff at the different venues. Most of Exit Zero Jazz Fest now is at the Cape May Lewis Ferry grounds. And so we need people to be around the vicinity to tell them where to park and which entrance to go into and where to sit, as well as checking tickets, and selling merchandise. So that's a volunteer. And selling merchandise.
Awesome. So how many volunteers do you have a number, like how many it takes to run the festival?
I would say it takes in excess of 30 because it goes on for 3 days. So, between 30 and 50. And many of them are the same ones year after year, like me.
Your volunteers, once they come, they're hooked. They stay with you a long time.
Pretty much. Yeah, we did lose some people with COVID. They weren't comfortable, being around other people in any extent. So we did lose some, but some of those people I've heard back from this year. And it's great because people love what we do. They love the music. People love free music. And I tell them that if you give me 4 hours of volunteer time, you can see everything for free. I'll give you a pass that gets you into every venue and a cool t-shirt.
I might have to think about this. I might take you up on that.
I will so bring you on.
For the types of jobs that you have, do you have, is there a lot of training, or is it just pretty much self-explanatory of what you need to do?
With what I do, it's self-explanatory. I can show you how to sell on whatever we're using at the time. We've used Square for a lot. So most of it is self-explanatory. There's another whole side to the volunteering, which is on the production side, people moving things around and helping the sound and lighting folks get things set up. And that requires some more specialized training. They use a lot of high school kids that are involved in production in their schools for that, which is kind of cool.
Gives them community service and a lot of hands-on experience.
A lot of hands-on, right. And then they get to hear music for free.
And they get to hear. So it's a win-win situation for both Exit Zero and the students. That's awesome. Yes. Let's see. That's a lot of my questions. So I would like you to share a couple stories about the Jazz Festival and volunteers.
Okay. I do want to circle back and tell you a little bit about how when I got involved, I felt like this was totally out of my wheelhouse. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to do it, because I've spent most of my career as an emergency room nurse. Well, come to find out, a lot of my triaging skills and organizational skills are absolutely, useful in this. So it really wasn't that far out of my wheelhouse. But, that being said, I have learned an awfully lot doing this.
Can you explain how you said what you did as a nurse and what you do as a volunteer? Explain that a little bit more.
Well, as the queen bee, people are coming to me with issues and problems. And so I just have to be able to prioritize immediately what needs to be taken care of now, what can wait 5 minutes, what I can do, what I need to get somebody else for. So that sort of thing.
Okay.
It's like triage.
It's like triage. Absolutely.
It is like triage. Yeah.
What else do you have to share with me? Because I know you've had some adventures. We've spoken about some of these.
I have had adventures. Yes. Like I said, it was challenging to get people to work during the COVID, and so I started reaching out to my nursing friends, and so that was very helpful. And then not everybody wants to just volunteer for a T-shirt, so we were doing events at a winery. So I told people that we work for wine. and the producer would buy us bottles of wine at the end of our shift. And so that was helpful. So that was cool. It's fun. It's been a journey, and it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. All right. We're at the point of the interview where I let you love on the Exit Zero Jazz Fest. Just tell people why they should come, what's involved. Just go ahead and love on them.
All right, this is the 10th anniversary of Exit Zero Jazz Festival. Spring 2022. We're having May 13th, 14th, and 15th. There's something for everyone. Our headliners, some of our headliners are Artemis, Charles Lloyd, Keon Harold, Melissa Aldana, and Marcus Miller. We also have some of my favorites. It's the New Orleans style jazz, and we have a second line, a New Orleans second line on Saturday and Sunday in Cape May. And we have Snack Time Philly and Brass Queens for that. We also have a favorite of mine that is a Cuban jazz group called Conjunto Philly. There's so much. There's such great energy and wonderful people. The people that come are great. The people that work there are great, and the artists. It's a smaller, more intimate setting than a big arena. They talk to their fans and take pictures, and it's really cool. Really cool.
That's awesome. So everyone should come out to
Everyone should come out there.
Jazz Festival.
Yeah, Exit Zero Jazz Festival, exitzerojazzfest.com. Tickets are still available. There are day passes available. There are a number of clubs in Philadelphia that will be doing shows, 2 shows a night on Saturday and Sunday. And you can buy a Hops Pass for that, which if you buy a Hops Pass, it gets you into all of the club shows.
Oh, nice.
Right, so one price, it's a good deal. That's how I started going. And I can't even tell you how many people I've met and friends I've made doing the volunteering, and then introducing people to each other, and it's really cool. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing, and everybody's happy, and it's just a great atmosphere. Hopefully this year we will be blessed with good weather again. So
we can hope.
Well, I learned a long time ago that you cannot control the weather. Can't control it when you're going on vacation. Can't control it if you plan an outdoor wedding. Can't control it for Jazz Fest. But we make the best of it that we can, and we've been very, very blessed.
Awesome. All right, my dear, I want to thank you for being a guest on The Art of Volunteering. This has been a blast. I just want to thank our listeners for tuning in, and thank you and have a great day.